Another Division video. Today I'm going to show you my hybrid build for 1.6.1. Now, by no means is this maxed out, and there's definitely room for improvement, but wanted to go over my exotic high-end hybrid builds. Now, any of these parts are interchangeable, but I would say the most important thing are the Skull and Sea Gloves. And we will get into those. So first off, the build, I'm running a vigorous chest piece with health, skill haste, and ammo capacity. We've got two firearms mods, one skill haste, one health. I'm running a tenacious mask, rolled firearms with enemy armor damage and burn resistance, firearms health. The knee pads, I'm running short bow knee pads, and I've got electronics with health. They're rolled for electronics. I will be putting in a, let's see, not a Seeker Minds, a first aid self-heal, and let's throw that bad boy right there. I've got a specialized backpack rolled for electronics with health and burn resistance on it. You don't need ammo. If you last that long, you're a god player. Skull and Sea Gloves, 1254, 981. They're damn near close to being perfect. Skill haste, assault rifle damage, crit hit damage. And the Nimbo holster with pretty good firearms, stamina, and electronics rolled on it. And of course, skill haste. You could roll health there, but it's maxed out, I think, around 8,000, 9,000, so it's not that much of an improvement, to be honest with you. I'd rather get my my skill back. For my weapons, I'm running a lightweight M4. Now, it's not unlocked yet because I have to put in a stamina mod, and I will do so, but it's rolled responsive, deadly, competent. Quite honestly, I'd like to put adept in the bottom slot instead of competent, and I probably will try and roll that off. I think I can in these. It's going to really drive me nuts if I don't do that right now. Let's take this firearms off, and of course I don't have a stamina. Where are you here? Where are you? Right there. Preferably stamina, skill haste, but stamina, skill power works as well. Alright, lightweight M4 with responsive, deadly, competent. With adept on this weapon, you can proc adept with the booster shot and the pulse, keeping it basically at max crit once you hit there. 22.3k base damage, 22% enemy armor damage. I think I can get another % or 0.5% on the enemy armor damage, and I think I can go at least another 2k base damage, but all in all, not horrible. And as you can see, my extended mag has crit damage and fire rate on it. My optics is 7% crit hit chance, headshot damage and critical damage. You could swap that out and put on a critical, like 17 or 18% critical damage optics. That's your choice. I'm trying to get a little bit more crit chance on here. The muzzle has crit damage, crit chance, headshot damage, and the underbarrel has a large amount of crit hit damage and stability. Onto the MP7, base damage of 17.3. I think that can go a little bit higher, probably 2 more K, maybe even 3. The crit hit chance, I think, can get to 23, so it's not maxed by any stretch of the imagination. Responsive, adept, and deadly. This thing is a banger when it's up close. With 44 rounds, you can really smelt people. Got an extended mag, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, crit hit damage as the optics, because it comes with 20% crit as the base, also running adept. You're going to get the max crit with the pulse and adept procs. So I would opt in this case to go more crit hit damage. Small muzzle crit hit damage, headshot crit hit chance. I'm on console. The chances of me hitting a headshot with this weapon are very, very slim. Maybe the first 2 or 3 if the guy's standing there. So don't spec into headshot if you're on console. If it's on PC, you guys are a bunch of pussies. And I've got a small underbarrel, 17 hit, crit hit damage, reload speed, and accuracy. Don't really need reload speed here, although in one of my previous videos I talk about the hurry talent on this, and it basically means you're never going to stop firing. It's like just under a second for reloading. It's just crazy. And just a quick look at the firearms. So I've got 6752 firearms, 3063 stamina, and 5150 electronics. They don't really mean anything, to be honest with you. The DPS firearms, toughness, stamina, skill, power, electronics, they're just a gauge. You know, obviously the higher amount of electronics you have, you're going to have a lot more skill. Your overheal will work a lot better, and or whatever talent you want to put out there. But you know, stamina is a little bit broken right now, and DPS is very inflated depending on whatever talents you have in your gun. Things like Brutal can really inflate it. So my weapon damage, this is for the lightweights, has a flat 10% crit chance, 97% crit hit damage. I'd love to get that about 110. And then headshot damage is, again, kind of useless. Obviously, if I hit a headshot, it's awesome, but the chance of it happening, it's pretty hard to do. Enemy armor damage at 30%. That's actually not bad. I wouldn't mind seeing that about 40%, but 30% is great. Skill power. I've really spec'd in the skill power for this. I like the ability of getting my heal back as well as my pulse. So to get that, you combine both the electronics with your skill haste. My skill haste right now is sitting at 30%. I wouldn't mind hitting about 40%. Anything above 40% is fantastic. Anything from 30 to 40 is great. My survivability, my max health, I really want to hit 200. That's the goal. If you can hit 200, you're definitely going to be one of the higher health players in the game, unless they're really spec'd into it. The armor mitigation's also near the top, so health-wise, you can't get too much better. We could probably deal with another 20,000 health, and I would hit that if I swapped out the 7% crit hit chance, or sorry, skill haste on my holster, and put 8,000, 9,000 health. I'd be right at that 200,000. And then where is the regen, increase rewards, credit starts. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so burn resistance is at 32%. That's great. The other one could be shock resistance, 35%. Not horrible. Both are in the lower to good range. So that's actually really not that bad. Let's just see here. So I've got weapon damage of 16%. That's the Skull and Sea Gloves, and then an additional 1244 assault rifle damage bonus with this setup here. So all in all, not a bad build. You know, the reload time of this weapon is almost 3 seconds. That's a little long. I could put the reload time of about 4.5%, probably shave 0.2 of a second off that, but really not going to change much. This is also another thing, stability, that you could work on a little bit. But this gun's not too bad. Again, for all the pussies that play on PC, they don't need to worry about stability and accuracy as much, because they're literally holding a mouse, and nothing's vibrating. And yes, you can turn off vibration on your controller, but the stability you cannot control like you can with the mouse. That's the lightweight. The MP7, I've got a crit hit chance of 28%, stack, adapt, and a pulse, and I'm at 60%. Look at that critical hit damage. That is awesome. And you can see the difference between the damage and the headshot damage, the crit hit damage and headshot damage. The lightweight had about 80% of headshot damage and 97% crit hit. This is kind of the reverse. So, and that's something I need to work on with that other weapon. Accuracy and stability don't really matter with this weapon. Reload time, 2.2 seconds. I'd love to make that 1 second. It's so amazing. Again, the 16% weapon damage bonus, so that's fantastic. The assault rifle damage obviously doesn't come into play, and everything else remains the same with this build. This is a little bit more conventional, or a little bit less conventional than the normal hybrid build. It's like a Hexo hybrid build. The normal, the normal high-end build is all firearms and nothing else. The hybrid build plays in with using like tacticians and 3 high ends, Firecrest and 3 high ends. Where this build, you mix to like a Banshee with another set. This here is just a mixture of exotic high end, but bringing in the skill power, which is, it's awesome. Let's go to the firing of what they call range, and we'll empty some what they call clips into a non-moving target. Really wish they had like flying birds and shit in here. That'd be so awesome. So basic stats: 325 DPS with the MP7, 280 toughness, so 325 and 280. Let's pulse, and you'll see that the crit hit chance is now 35, and we hit the overheal, and you now see I'm at 401 and 302. So just awesome. Now I've done that a little bit funky. If it's picking up targets, the pulse isn't going to come back as fast, but we can start to stack the adepts as that comes, and you'll watch the crit hit start to jump. So we go here, see if we get it back. I don't think it's gonna go. Let's try that again. I don't think that's gonna work, but let's see here. We'll let it count right down, and then we'll hit that. So 43%. Don't think it's gonna pick it up because there's no threats. We'll let that go down. We'll hit it again. Yeah, 43. So it's not gonna go up, but you're basically hitting 43 to 50%. With a basically putting myself on fire, or sort of losing half my health, I get a full health back, which is awesome. And then pulsing, I'm basically critting every time, every second shot, which is great. And I mean, if you can hit it, hit headshots, you can clearly see the headshot bonus kicking in. As the base is now at 29,000, and you're hitting 50,000 to the head. It's just really rare. So on a full heal, if someone's coming in, you're gonna get that full overheal, which is awesome. To see the stats here, and we're now 368 and 302. And let's pulse it out. This gun is still pretty much a laser. You know, I can hold it pretty good on the head, but if that guy's moving around, it's gonna be hard to keep that on the old noggin there. So not bad, to be completely honest with you. So that's this build, and you know, it's something worth trying out. It's something to play around with. There's so many different builds out there, and I really hope that this build, you find some fun features with it and can give it a shot. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.